Hello to you. How are you all doing? Hope you are doing very well. There's a particular pandemic that is ongoing lately, and people are not really, taking note of it, which is the numbers of hours that people spend on screen. It's crazy lately, and one really needs to be careful on the number of time that you spend on your phone, on television, because at the end of the day, majority of these things are what's time consuming, and they'll probably waste your precious time. And if only a whole lot of us know that time is money. So we all have the same 24 hours, but what we make of that 24 hours is the most important thing. You know, that's the reason why at times you see some people, they will be like, why is this person, why is it that things are doing very well for this person, but me this and that, forgetting the fact that what they do with their own time, they have mastered discipline to actually work with their timing. Now, it's just like you have a leash, like when you tame a dog and you walk them around. That's just the way a mobile phone is lately, and this is causing a very strong issue in our midst. Take for example now we have parents that they barely have time for their children. They are always online, and that is really making the children to start making start feeling like maybe the phone is more valuable than they are, which is not supposed to be. Now, in the area of students not focusing, losing focus, majority of them are not doing, academically anymore. Take for example, I can't fathom why a 13 years old girl will know the numbers of the housemates in Big Brother Niger, and she can categorically explain what they do there. For me, that is a very big loss to any parent that their daughter is into such acts. And as it is now, in this present world that we are in, there's nothing is free. You end up paying with something, and at the end of the day, take for example, one really needs to be careful on the kind of content that you allow to come into you, because one way or the other they are going to what to influence you. Now, you see, I was watching a particular video whereby I think a girl of like 12 years old or so, just because the mom collected her phone from her, she started acting, weird, started spoiling everything in the whole of the house, just like that. That is to let you know that she can no longer cope, being alone other than having that phone. Now, one of the big mistakes you can actually do is to get your children. It's okay. Computer is different from tab, is different from phone. If you want them to have a computer knowledge, it's okay for you to install a desktop computer at home. That one is basically for computer learning. And one mistake that we used to think is that they don't know anything, or they don't know how to access, the internet, or maybe perhaps because you put a parental control on the phone, so there's a possible chance. Understand that it is you that you have actually logged that, but there are some parents out there that are friends to your own kids that don't see any issue about that, and those kids have access to every what their parents are watching, and they bring their phone to school. So the kind of program that they watch, they can as well portray those programs to your own kids in school, and when your kids come home, she might not really see anything, but definitely the influence will be there for you to know that something is what is wrong somewhere. you know um this is life, and it is always nice that we live in the moment. Now, it's very hard for you to even see people to extend conversation. without having their phone. Take for example, you want to meet someone for the very first time. Every minute you are pressing your phone and losing concentration, losing focus. It will be very difficult for people to achieve their goals, future purpose, a whole lot of things like that. So it's high time that we keep notice of every of these things. The numbers of hours, I can't imagine spending up to like 6 hours on screen for what? That day can never be productive. I don't want to know whatever it is that you are doing on it. Quite alright, some people out there, they are actually what, taking advantage of this screen time. But if you spend too much of your see, too much of everything is just not good. That's just it. Too much of everything is just not good. No matter how presentable it may be, it's not good. People are no longer living in the moment, like passing by, looking at everybody is focusing on the phone, you know, and only few people are starting to see this as a huge problem. See now, okay, I heard about someone one time like that said, uh, when she was going out, she left. Okay, I think he was going for a vacation also. He left the phone at home. Reason being that he just wants to what to experience the holiday that is going for, no distraction, nothing, nothing. So me too, I put a test to it and I understood that it was very, very easy. That's one of the reasons why they were controlling the screen time in China, the screen time, because they know how powerful the influence of this screen time can be. Now you see a lot of people, coming online saying all sort of rubbish, acting crazy, all in the name of content. Where did the influence come from? Because they were watching others. And the funny thing about this present generation is people don't know what they want. People do not know who they are. Today they want to go into football, tomorrow they want to go into music, you know, because of trends. And as a person, if you cannot define yourself, what the world is doing is what you want to do. You are just following the mob and you are on the wrong track. And in order for one to be unique in this present world that we are in, you have to be different. If you are doing something, as long as you believe in that thing and you keep doing that thing, there's gonna be a time the whole of the world will bow to your rules. And there is always room for creativity. So I am bringing this notice now to everyone, wherever you may be in any part of the world, in order for you to save yourself, like, just that some people do not know now, their precious time, their precious hours, they spend majority of those times on screen just scrolling. Why the people that this particular scrolling that you are doing, some people are taking advantage of it. We know it to be that humans are the one using computer, but now the computer is the one using majority of the human. The computer now is the one taking charge of the major responsibility, major jobs that the human are supposed to take. For example, now AI just came in. So what are the chances that we as humanity that we have towards the future? It's fine for we to give room for innovation, but then there are some things that this computer of a thing cannot do. And every of the knowledge of this computer came from this brain. So no matter anything at all, they can never outsmart the brain. Every minute, every second, it's very hard for you to not see people on their phone. It costs you nothing if you are really into anything at all. Put your phone on what? On flight mode. So you can focus and do whatever it is that you want to do. And the funny thing is, I have said it before, nothing is free in this world. You might end up paying with your soul. The kind of content that you allow into your life can influence you one way or the other. So you have to be careful on the kind of thing that comes to your ear, the kind of thing that comes to your view. It's very, very, very important. Now everybody now are complaining this Gen Z of it, this Gen Z generation. They are going, going out of line. In terms of how they talk, how they be. You will blame majority of that. It is based on influence. It is what they see that they react on. So in order for us to curb this act now, is for us to start protecting is for us to start protesting against spending too much of your hours on screen time. See, one funny thing is the internet world is on one side. The actual world, there are people that they are not even on any social media, but the actual plans that they are doing now will come back and control everything that is going on the internet. So it's not based on the numbers of followers. It's not based on that, and you can't even measure success with that as well. You see people going after followers, going after this, thinking reality. The internet space is another space entirely. Because I noticed that by the time we are done with that particular space, we usually come down to reality. So look at Nepa, funny people.